They were the original free-range kids, raised on garden hose water and a house key tied to a shoelace. Gen X, the Latchkey generation, was forged in self-reliance because often nobody was watching. But what happens when that gritty mentality takes over the world of parenting? It creates a revolution. If you've wondered why Gen Z acts so differently, stop blaming social media and start looking at their Gen X parents. To understand the dynamic, we have to look at Gen X's own disillusionment. Unlike boomers, who often viewed institutions with respect, Gen X watched those systems fail. They saw their parents dedicated to companies that ultimately laid them off during recessions. This forged a parent who looked at their Gen Z child not with starry-eyed hope, but with a warning. Gen X parents passed their profound institutional skepticism directly to their kids. They didn't prioritize corporate loyalty. They raised Gen Z to be fiercely independent and inherently distrustful of guaranteed paths. This created a generation of Pre-Preneurs, kids who didn't wait for a degree to launch a brand. They learned early that the only real safety net is the one you build yourself. This grit wasn't just physical, it was deeply psychological. Gen X was arguably the last generation expected to suck it up. Determining not to repeat this silence, they executed the most dramatic parenting pivot in history. They rejected the suppression they grew up with and prioritized emotional intelligence. Gen X parents were the pioneers of gentle parenting, validating their children's feelings in a way they never experienced. They made therapy mainstream and talking about feelings standard. When you see Gen Z's fluency in therapy speak or their commitment to boundaries, you're seeing the result of parents who asked, "How did that make you feel?" instead of, "Why are you crying?" Gen Z isn't sensitive. They were simply given the tools to understand their own minds. This blend of tough love and emotional validation created a unique form of radical pragmatism. Gen X is the bridge between the analog and digital worlds, and that get real mentality defines their parenting. They didn't sell Gen Z a fairy tale where everyone gets a trophy. While they encouraged self-expression, they were honest about the costs of reality. Gen X parents gave their kids a front-row seat to digital disruption and a shifting economy. This resulted in a Gen Z cohort that is arguably the most financially pragmatic generation yet. They aren't looking for participation trophies. They're looking for stability and side hustles, driven by the Gen X reminder that the world isn't always fair. The Latchkey legacy lives on, modernized with Wi-Fi and better communication. It's a cocktail of old-school grit and new-school empathy. So, does your family fit this mold? Are you a cynical Gen Xer seeing your grit in your kids, or a pragmatic Gen Zer thanking your parents for the reality check? Let us know in the comments. For more deep dives into generational behavior, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And remember, parenting is a journey, but you don't have to navigate it in the dark. We're here to help you bring clarity to your modern nest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.